Ambassador of New Zealand to Laos Tony Lynch confirms that both countries to continue strengthening their ties for their mutual benefits. The ambassador offers an exclusive interview to our news editor in Vientiane capital, where he said saying about the continuation of economic, education, health, agriculture, human resource development, and information cooperation within bilateral and multilateral frameworks. Details with Malayvieng VONGCHANDY in the following story.
So thank you. It's wonderful to be here. It's 50 years of Lao-New Zealand relations. So we have our state visit, we have our Governor-General here to mark the relationship. And one of the areas that New Zealand has worked in partnership with Lao is in the areas of human resource development, UXO mine clearance, and also tourism. And New Zealand is a small country, rather like Lao. In fact, Lao people are bigger in number than New Zealand by a small amount. So we believe in doing a few things and doing them very well. And working with our partners from Lao, it's clear that UXO is an absolute priority. And so we've been very pleased to work for a number of years with the UNDP, with the Lao authorities, the NRA, to work on the ground. It is clear that it makes a huge difference to the people of Lao. We know that Lao has the tragic reputation of being the most bombed country in the globe. So this is a very important part of Laos development, and we're very pleased to be able to provide that support. And so, but we also believe that in clearing the land, that land needs to be used productively. And so we have worked traditionally in areas like agriculture and also in tourism. And we know with your beautiful country that there's a huge potential for tourists to come here and to enjoy what you have to offer. And so as part of development, as part of a recognition that the Lao government and the Lao people are very committed to graduating from least developed status to developing country status by 2020. This involves growth of the economy, but also development of the people. And so with the Lao government as our partner, these are the areas of priority, and these are areas that we understand are working well and are being well received. And this visit is a great opportunity for the very senior levels in the New Zealand government to hear how our contributions have gone and to take advice and guidance as to where else we might be able to provide support with our partners.
When asked, the ASEAN Economic Community is scheduled to come into force in 2015. What are those challenges lie ahead that Laos needs to overcome?
Okay, thank you for the question. I should say in terms of ASEAN, we're delighted that Laos is our country dialogue partner. So for 3 years we have the pleasure of regular contacts with the Lao government and Lao officials. So Laos is very much our channel, our prism into ASEAN, and we're delighted to have that relationship. It's certainly not for me to tell Lao what to do, and that's not a New Zealand way, but I can point to our own experience. And in 1984, New Zealand signed an agreement called the Closer Economic Relations Agreement with Australia. And at the time, Australia is very much the bigger economy and the bigger market, and there was a lot of nervousness in New Zealand about joining with this larger entity, this larger grouping. And in fact, what happened was that CER was incredibly successful for New Zealand, and as the smaller player, we gained enormously by the ability to access this larger market. Now, from my perspective, and as ambassador to Lao, it looks like it's very similar to me that the greater integration in the ASEAN region is a very positive, it's a great opportunity for Lao to further connect with its partners in the ASEAN region and to take advantage of that much larger market. And of course there are some challenges to that, and our own experience was that some of the things that we were producing, that we were making in New Zealand when we linked in with Australia were not economic. They did not make sense to do that, and it helped us focus on the things that we're good at. And so I can see that. I mean, I do know that Laos has enormous potential with its resources, its people, not just on the manufacturing side or the agriculture side, but also on the services side. And tourism clearly is something that is a huge opportunity for Laos, because the people are wonderful people. They have a wonderful reputation of warmth and openness, and you have a wonderful tradition of food as well. So all the things that tourists like and enjoy, and to have that experience. And the other thing with tourism too is that people, it has a dynamic about it. So
Laos and New Zealand established diplomatic relations on July 15, 1965, with the New Zealand Embassy to Laos based in Bangkok, Thailand, and the Lao Embassy to New Zealand based in Canberra, Australia.
And yes, we are very keen to see the relationship between Laos and New Zealand grow, whether it's at the people-to-people level or through the bilateral trade between each country. At the moment, the levels are very low. The trade is around about 1 million New Zealand dollars in both directions, which is about 800,000 US dollars. So it's at very low levels, but one of the positives that we have is that we're in a free trade agreement between Australia, ASEAN and New Zealand, so we have a framework for our trading relationship. I think part of the purpose of the state visit is to give greater promotion, greater focus in New Zealand to Laos and the relationship that we have, and to hope that opportunities will arise so that we can build the trading links between each other. And one other area where we can build those connections is through the people-to-people relationship. So the contacts with New Zealanders coming to Laos, and also Lao people going to New Zealand, and we hope that we can build the relationship. So absolutely, it's at very low levels at this point, but we're very much hoping that we can, between us, build up the trade. I think the ASEAN Economic Community in 2015 will also help support that and to help develop the economy of Laos, and also Laos' ability to export to other countries.
The two countries expressed their satisfaction and valued the friendly relationship and cooperation that has continued over 48 years, and agreed to continue strengthening their ties for their mutual benefit. They also agreed on the continuation of exchanges by visiting delegations at various levels. They confirmed the continuation of economic, education, health, agriculture, human resource development and information cooperation within bilateral and multilateral frameworks.